Hello and welcome to my sermon. It is May 9th of 2021. Now, the United States is engaging in massive economic terrorism against people just critical of things like brain implants and people concerned about the Constitution. I know I'm one of the biggest victims. They steal phone calls, they steal emails, they steal texts. So how can you run a business if you spend money on advertising and someone else takes your phone calls? And also they break in and rob people. A sadistic government of gang stalking terrorists that needs to be held accountable. And Joe Biden, even though I did vote for him, he is the president and the buck stops there. So it's about time he do something more to hold the police accountable, and he needs to admit that they put a brain implant into me. Now, Athens County is a hotbed of Al-Qaeda and ISIS within our government and healthcare. Putting in brain implants is an act of terrorism, just like ISIS would do, just like Al-Qaeda would do, just like Osama bin Laden would do, just like Adolf Hitler would do. They are Nazis too. And when our government does it, and healthcare does it, it is up to the people to hold them accountable and make sure they stop doing it. Obviously, we need new people. And the existing ones, we can put them into revenue recovery and information centers and have them do community service to make up for their crimes. Their property, of course, needs to go to their victims. Only in Athens do you get arrested for being beaten up. Only in Athens do you get arrested for being robbed. Only in Athens do they brain implant people and then deny it for 12 years. Only in Athens do they lock people up for illegal Facebook posts. Now, the Bible abhors violations of free speech. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 8 to 9. Open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of all who are destitute. Open your mouth, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and needy. I have been poor and needy all of my life when I otherwise would have been prosperous and generous because of the crimes of our own government. They took an oath to the Constitution, but in Athens, the sheriffs say the Constitution is for criminals. That is how wrong and evil they are. They took an oath to it, but they don't follow it. Athens needs to be cleaned up of its terrorists within the government. They have routinely allowed my online accounts to be hacked and have blocked most incoming emails, texts, and phone calls. Someone even created a Zeus dating site in my name using my email and phone number and someone else's photo. Think of how sadistic the beasts are in our government, to even have sex with women claiming to be me when they are actually terrorist imposters. Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 3. For this is the will of God, your sanctification, that you abstain from sexual immorality. Our government is raping women by having people claim they are me, with women who have read my books wanting to be with me being raped by police posing as me. The key is to ban the unionization of dispatchers and police. All the current dispatchers, sheriffs, and police in Athens need arrested for dereliction of duty, terrorism, false arrest, and numerous other crimes. When the police become the criminals, as Athens County is very famous for, it is up to the people to police the police. A former Sheriff Pat Kelly, who trumped up charges against me, was convicted of multiple counts of corruption, sentenced to 7 years in prison. Former prosecutor Mickey Priestley stole more than $250,000 from the IRS, and he prosecuted me on trumped up charges. The former auditor in Nelsonville stole more than $40,000 and was sentenced to almost 5 years in prison. A former Nelsonville police officer, just hours on the jobs, she posted hashtag good shooting from after the police shot Jacob Blake for no reason. And luckily she was fired. Now, police retaliate against me just because I report the facts. Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Have I then become your enemy by telling you the truth? Going to heaven means intervening during conditions of extreme injustice. The key is we must get them to admit to the brain implant, as you can see well documented at www.brainimplant.info. We also must get them to stop breaking into our homes and admit to the break-ins that they have caused. And we cannot allow these domestic terrorists, paid with our taxpayer dollars, to get away with their crimes. The media are also un-American and even satanic for being bought off and not covering the news properly. They are committing treason to our great country. Now with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and other social media, you can be the media and refer people to my videos and sermons to help educate the masses before they lock me up or kill me to cover things up. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go.